Welcome back to Stick to Fitness, brought to you by myself and my co-host Archie. And today's topic of discussion is, should restaurants have meal sizes based on gender? So this has come from the idea that calories at restaurants, they can be really, really high. But is this a contributing factor to obesity? So, for example, a 40-kilo lady, could have a same size meal as somebody who is 100 kilos, right? So how does that contribute to the epidemic of obesity?
I don't know. I don't think that has a massive part to play. No.
Really?
No.
But what if you go to McDonald's and there's no choices that are under 500 calories? Well, there's two. One of them is like a pineapple stick.
Carrot bag.
Yeah.
But I think that comes down more to people being aware about what it is that they're consuming and them having more of an understanding about what they actually need for.
But then they can't go into McDonald's and get a meal that is not going to exceed their daily allowance.
They could half it. Happy meal.
They could half it. Yeah, that is true.
I guess I hear the point, but I think it's deeper than. I don't think the onus for that is on the restaurants.
Who's it on?
The person consuming.
The individual.
Yeah, the person consuming. Because they have to be aware of what they are consuming. I think that's happened a bit more since the numbers have come on. The calories are on the menu now. Mm-hmm. If you employ over 1,000 people, you have to.
I think it's 250 actually.
Is it 250 people?
I think if there's 250 people in your business,
yeah, you have to show it. Yeah,
you have to.
Which I think that,
but that's across all branches.
Yeah.
So it's not just one branch. 250 is everything. In the whole company.
But then again, even with that though, how accurate is that?
Because
you're just putting a number on it for the sake of putting you go Five Guys and it says their chips is 1,000 calories, for example.
Is that fact checked? Fact checked.
Yeah, but is it fact checked? And one guy serving might just give you a cup, and then the next guy serving is going to give you a cup and fill up the bag with chips, and then you're meant to still think that's 1,000 calories. So I think it's pretty pointless, to be honest with you.
It's because it's very anything with human error, right? It's
Definitely.
very vague because
when it's not.
Somebody could like you more, you might have huge tits, right? And then all of a sudden, 18-year-old
like me,
18-year-old chappy working behind the counter, he's like,
yeah, he's going to give you more. And I think that's definitely something that needs to be taken into consideration when you're doing eyeballing macros, right? So if you're talking with your client or something, it's yes, the website may say that this is 500 calories, but if you actually look closely to it, I think on some occasions it could actually be less, but on most occasions you would have to overestimate.
I think it's rarely going to be less, man.
Do you?
Yeah, Casey Neistat did a video, right, on calories, and he went and got it tested. He went to university, got it tested, and I think he tested 5 or 6 of the things that he usually eats. All of them were over.
Really?
Except one.
Well, they're allowed to be within 20%, aren't they?
But still, if you have 20%...
No, but I just mean that if you go to a restaurant one day and then you go back there next week, the portion...
the fluctuation
it's not going to be the same. So
absolutely.
Actually looking at it and trying to figure it out kind of yourself based on what they're telling you, I think is going to be important. Because if you were a restaurant owner, would you put your calories higher or lower in that 20% range? So if you were advertising your burger, would you put it at the higher end of the calories or the lower? I'd put it at the lower.
Probably because of how the world is going now. Yeah, you would definitely look at... Well, the reason why they put the calories are is because they want people to be more aware of it, right? So then people would make better choices.
Do you think it's actually put people off?
I think that's for another podcast. But has it put people off? I think there is still a lot of restaurants that don't have it. Maybe on certain restaurants you might be... Or I think it's more oh my God, there's so much.
So how would that come in? How would that come in then to play in terms of So I'm a female, so I got a female menu, and then I've got a male menu. Because if you're a 60-kilo male, and you're gonna be sharing the same menu as a 100-kilo male, but should you be sharing? If you're a 60-kilo male, should you be sharing the same menu as a 60-kilo woman?
Yeah, so perhaps maybe it isn't a gender-based menu; it's a size-based menu.
Size-based, but then if you're bigger, you're saying that you should have more, but should you have less?
You can definitely handle. Yeah, that is a very good question.
Because I don't know.
But I think
come on, man, the big girls out there need love too, man. You got to give them the big plates.
Yeah. That is a fucking
see?
good one. But Yeah, I don't know. I think it comes down to there should be more options.
But it's like when some people some people order off the kids menu. I've known people do that because or like you order like a starter or something because you're not that hungry or you've already had a big meal today or something. But
it's kind of dead though, isn't it? Like if you imagine if you go to a restaurant and you're like, I'm just gonna get this kids meal, or if you want to eat certain thing, because the kids meal may not necessarily have the amount of protein that you want, right? Or if you just get a starter, it's like it's kind of dead. Like I want something else. You know what I mean?
Definitely. But I just think
you're done. Everyone's doing their main meal. You're like,
I think that's then when you can like with most menus and stuff, you can be a bit creative, and there are options for lower calorie. But again, I just think you can have 10 menus, one menu. People are going to order what they want to order, regardless of the calories. So having a male menu and a female menu, because then what if you want something that's on the male menu but it's not on the female menu, or you saying that it's the exact same, just different sizes?
Yeah, I'm thinking the exact same but different sizes. But then it becomes, I think that the difficulty here is it becomes how are you going to be able to do that? What are you just like putting a little bit less oil? Are you like, because like if you think about how like the food hacks, people put if you have it this way you can reduce your calories. It's like how are you going to change that? Are you changing the sugar for like sweetener? Some people don't want to have that. Are you changing like deep fried to like air fried? Like so it's going to taste different, right?
So when you have dinner at home with your wife,
do
you have different sizes meals, or do you just?
I think we do, because her appetite is going to be different to my appetite.
Okay,
right. So she would have.
I think most people don't do that at home.
You don't think?
No, I think they just serve up. So if you've got if you're having 6 sausages being cooked, you do 3 on 3. You won't do 4 on 2. If that makes sense.
I always ask her how much does she wants.
Yeah, can do
then
that.
We'll make whatever.
I don't know. That's interesting, isn't it? I don't know, because it depends how just people live, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I know even like when I was single and I was, you make dinner for yourself, you're just like
cook everything. The whole bag of chicken. Chicken.
But it's like you go into the shop and it says like this serves 2 people, and you're like, serves me. It's not serving 2 people. Like, so I'm like, how would 2 people eat this? Like, this doesn't make sense to me. But like, if you were to half that down the middle, do people actually do that?
I don't know.
But it's like I bought a pack of mini cheddars the other day because I was just in the petrol station, and I just out of curiosity.
Oh shit, mini cheddars.
Mini cheddars, the barbecue flavour, decent.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to have a look at it. It was like 7.5 grams of fat per serving.
Yeah.
There's 2 servings in that bag.
Is it?
Yes.
That's 2 servings. That little bag.
That little bag, yeah. It was like a grab bag, so it was a bit bigger than like what you get in a multi-pack. But I was like, who has just 1 serving of mini cheddars? Like, it's 14 grams of fat though. And like,
this is what I mean. It should be illegal. Like, if you make those packets smaller, then it's like, okay, 1 serving. It's like, that's it.
Yeah.
But then people got the option to have it, right? Do you know what I mean? If you want to have more,
but no one's having half a bag of mini cheddars, bro.
But then if you make half a bag, then people have the option, right?
It's true.
Do you know what I mean? Because
but they don't have it available. That was just in that services.
I know, but if there was 2, big one, small one.
Yeah, but someone would be losing out there, and then.
No, but the price is different.
It's definitely easier for women to overeat than men.
That's what I'm saying. And should there be more opportunities for these women to be able? We keep saying women, but it's small people, right? It just happens that there is more females that are smaller, right? But there is also very small men as well. So.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But is it? I don't know. I can't put my finger on it.
It's very hard, right? I get what you're saying, but metabolism is a thing, right? So someone who's larger, they're obviously going to need more calories to, let's say, if they want to sustain their body weight. And then someone that's smaller is going to need less calories, right? So, but then if you go to a restaurant, they're going to give you the same size meal every single time.
But then I guess you don't have to eat it all.
I guess that's the way that you can get around it. But how many people are going to not
well, you'd be upset if you...
Because people feel like they're wasting food.
Yeah, you don't... It's not like pay as you go. It's not like pay as you eat. So here's your portion. If you leave a quarter of it, then we'll charge you less, for example. You're still going to be charged a full whack, aren't you? So
but that's what I'm saying. So if if you've got that kind of scenario, if it was smaller, would it then promote people to eat less because that meal is actually smaller? So then, let's say if you went into a restaurant, you ordered that meal, and it's the first time you order it, you're like, oh, I'm going to get the same size as you, and it's like, oh, actually, I probably shouldn't eat all of this, or I feel really, really full. Next time I'll get a smaller.
I still think it comes down to the individual being aware, if I'm being honest with you.
But then you need that chance to be aware.
Well, how do we get more people aware of what they actually need?
Obviously,
where does that start from?
But it can start from the sizes of the menus, right? If you have that option, then
so I would agree.
Because they say, oh, typical calories for, because they got that star, right? Typical 2,000 calories for men. So you could go typically for X amount body weight and under. You know, like,
but then
where do
you draw the line then? Because if you were going to list, you'd have to list every weight that could be possible to make sure you.
But then you do the average weight, because they do the average calories for men, right? Which is 2,000.
Well, the average weight for a male is what? 70 kilos?
You think?
70. I think it's 70 or 80.
70 to 80, I'd say, range. Right?
Average, yeah. So you do the average for that, and then female. Because again, your perception of what average is going to be dependent on who you hang around with, isn't it? Or like what you see. Because
location.
Yeah, if you're hanging around with like
NBA basketball players,
or like loads of gym people, you know, your perception of people is they're going to need more food. Whereas if you're not around that and you're just around average or normal people, the perception is going to be completely different. I don't think people actually are aware of how much they actually consume. I think that's the bigger issue than the size of it, because you can still have that meal, but I think it's that you can still have 2,000 calories in a pizza, but what have you eaten prior to that to then spill you over, if that makes sense?
Yeah, because if you just ate 2,000 calories,
you'd be fine. Okay. Yeah. So that's more. I think that's where that conversation has to change, rather than the actual sizes of the portions.
But the thing is like the baseline sizes of meals are very large.
I don't know. Every time I go to a restaurant, I'm like, this is tiny.
Tiny, but the calories are high.
Yeah, because they just cover it in trash.
That's what I mean. So, like, I'll go back to McDonald's, right? How many meals are under 500?
Well, I had McDonald's yesterday. I consumed 2,500 calories in one sitting.
That's what I mean, man. That's like your whole day's calories, really, if you're looking at maintaining.
For who? Me? For an average person?
Somewhere around there, for the average.
Yeah, for the average. Not for me.
I'm not on below average. I'm above average.
Way above. But I only checked it when I got home because I was curious of what I had.
But that's what I mean. I think that's how people are. They
but
look at it.
If I'd have checked it beforehand, then maybe I wouldn't have done it. But I was so No, I was so hungry in the moment. I was definitely ordering what I was ordering.
Yeah, because it doesn't. I don't. When you order it, it's not like.
I think where it comes up,
it does have the calories actually.
It does on McDonald's, 100%. But like where you have your total, it should then say this is your total calories for the meal that you're buying.
Oh shit! I'll be fucked.
So imagine next to it. So it's like, so I was with my girlfriend and her nephew, and it was like £30 for the total meal. But it should have next to it, this total meal that you're buying is going to have.
But then does that
5,000 calories in it?
Does that now have like that argument of, does it then affect people's eating disorders and all that jazz? Because it tells you how many calories, and people are like, oh, I'm super calorie conscious.
Yeah, but I think if you're going to eat McDonald's, you're going to eat it regardless of it. If you're going to McDonald's, you're not going there for a low calorie meal. If that makes sense.
But people might think it's a decent option. Like it's
because it's quick. But there are options on.
But they don't know how far, how bad it is.
But
how many calories?
Every menu has options.
Yeah.
So I know that when I've been not on prep, but when I've been dieting, but I've been out, or I've not prepped and I've not got a meal, I know I can go to McDonald's and get a grilled chicken wrap, 2 of them, take out the sweet chili sauce to minus like 30 carbs, and like roughly you're looking at like 70 grams of carbs, 60 grams of protein, and like 10 to 12 grams of fat for 2 wraps. They have options. But whether
for you?
No, but they all have options for everyone. It's just whether you want to delve into that part of the menu. And this is where it comes back to, where it's like, if you're going out, if you're going out with your friend, and it's like, oh no, I can't go because I'm trying to restrict my calories or I'm dieting and stuff. it's like, well, you can still go. I'm a big advocate of that, but maybe having a look at them. This is what I do. A lot of my clients who are still quite sociable is if they know that an event's coming up, we look at where they're going and what we can do on that day to make sure that they're still in a calorie deficit, while still browsing the menu. So if you want what you would normally have when you're not dieting, well, then you're gonna have to take something away in the beginning part of the day, or you might have to do a little bit more output.
But what if this lady, in order to be in her deficit, she needs to be on 1,200 calories, right? And then you're going out like shit. Like this.
Yeah, but then you can increase output, can't you? So if you look at it, I don't always like to.
They're probably still going to be pretty high in output as well.
But I don't like to look at it on the one day. So if you look at the total for the week, the average for the week, you could manipulate it there. So if you're going out on Friday, then maybe on Monday, Tuesday,
that's
Wednesday,
going to be
Thursday.
really tough because this person's going to be.
But that's why the benefit of having a coach is that you don't have to do that thinking for you. And if you're someone that's adherent anyway, and you're someone that wants to do well,
regardless if you have a coach or not, sticking to 1,000 calories is still going to be sticking to 1,000 calories, right?
For sure.
That's grim.
It is, but how bad do you want it?
Yeah, but
no, it is. And I guess
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, could it be easier for these people? Should we be giving them more opportunities to be able to do that? And do the restaurants, if they provided more meals under a certain amount of calories, it gives people more opportunity. Because right now, if I go to McDonald's, I cannot get a meal that's under 300 calories or under 500 calories. And like, I can't go to McDonald's, eat there, and still have enough calories for the rest of the day.
But you could go to the place next door and get something different.
But everyone's going to McDonald's. I want to go to McDonald's.
What? Like you're saying that?
And
everyone's going.
But if you go next door, it's probably going to be the similar thing, because it's not just McDonald's that does that.
I don't know. If you went Subway or something, you could get a salad.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, there's not enough options.
I think there is enough options. I just don't think people like the options. And I think that's what it comes down to.
But there's still not as much as when the calories were higher, right? Because if you think the menu is massive.
No, there's not. But again, that you're going to McDonald's.
But let's say if we look at any other places, right? I think it's not just McDonald's. It's most, like if we look at, there's a study, right, in terms of looking at the calories from just main meals, not starters, not desserts. And it's very hard to find anything that's under 800 calories for just a main meal in itself.
But then I guess that's where you're going, though.
No, but this is average. We're talking about the study was done on the average amount of calories per restaurant.
I hear that, but then I guess it's a case of, again, if I was going to an Indian restaurant, for example, again, they have options. You can either get one that's with sauce, which is going to be high in calories, or you can get the grilled. You don't have to have rice.
But I think even that
you don't have to have rice or bread. You can have
even
one
that.
or the other.
Let's say if you got a chicken tandoori on its own, right? That's still going to be like 500 plus.
Not if you get the chicken breast one. So like what? So again, an example of what I've done. The starter one is normally cubed chicken, right?
Yeah.
Whereas the main course is like half a chicken, it's got the skin, etc. Just get 3 portions of the starter with some rice, chicken and rice. That's gonna be less than whatever, isn't it?
There's definitely ways around it, but I still feel like those calories are.
No, but I just don't feel like people want. They want something to blame. So I couldn't stick to my diet today because we went to this restaurant and it wasn't, and I couldn't. Well, no, you could have. You could have. If you really wanted to, you could have. And I don't know if blaming restaurants for people's failure at fat loss, for example, or national obesity. I don't think that's the answer.
I think it may not be blaming, but making their lives easier. Because you want, as a country, as a nation, or wherever, you want people to bring their levels of fat down, right? Bring their weight down. But these people are not motivated. They're not educated.
Yeah, but then that's a bigger argument, isn't it? It's like the same way when the supermarkets were like, we can't have chocolate at the checkout. And it's like, if someone wants chocolate, they'll walk to whatever aisle it is.
Yeah. But if you need to make those good behaviors easier to do and the more difficult behaviors like harder to do, right? So if you want people to eat less chocolate, like smoking, for example, I don't know. I think they've made it more difficult for people to smoke.
Yeah, definitely. So smoking, I would say, has dropped massively because you can't smoke inside now.
You can't smoke inside.
Can't smoke in public.
They put all those like things on the packet. I don't know if that really affects people.
No.
But
well, even when you go into the shop now, you can't even see them on show.
Yeah, so they make it more difficult. So it's not as in your face. And I think if...
What are you going to start putting pictures of fat people on chocolate bars? On menus?
Imagine.
on your Domino's box on the top is like, Yeah.
Big guy,
Yeah.
parents like dying.
Heart attack central.
But if they made it easier, like they took it like they had more things, and it gives people that opportunity to select it, right? Or put that in the
Yeah, but if you're a business owner,
make them bigger.
If you're a
on the
business
menu.
owner, you're probably going to end up losing money.
Definitely.
So
that's going to be the other aspect of it, right? You're going to lose money.
Yeah. So why would you do that then?
Of course, you're not going to do it.
But I don't think it's their responsibility to cater for that. I think it's always you have to start with the person.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, right?
Because I like I said, I don't know. Because then what about, like we said, what about those women who do have a fast metabolism, who are training, who require, like there are women out there that require more calories than males. I work with females who are on higher calories than certain males, but their output is a lot more. So
for sure, it's complicated, man. That's for sure. I think I still feel like there should be more opportunity for people. They should make more lower calorie options for people.
I just think if you want a low calorie meal, go to a low calorie restaurant. Don't go to McDonald's.
There isn't many.
Yeah, but you could. But like, okay, so we went to that show.
Mm-hmm.
We set off to McDonald's because we're serious lifters.
Yeah.
And we saw a Pepe's. And in that moment, wasn't me. You made the decision to say, "Oh, actually, let's go Pepe's because it has more protein."
Mm-hmm. We're serious people.
Actually, when we're serious lifters, stick to fitness. So we stuck to fitness, and we went for the chicken and rice option. But that was the choice because they were next to each other.
But the scary thing is, I reckon that Pepe's meal was probably just as much as that McDonald's.
No way.
You don't think so?
No.
Maybe not yours.
What do you mean? I had the same as you, just had 3 extra tenders.
No, but if we're looking at you go to McDonald's, you would fucking...
Oh, yeah, mine would have been...
Your menu would be like...
Mine would have been sky high.
I'd be like, you wouldn't for me as well.
Yeah.
Nah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think for me, it probably would have been very similar.
Interesting. But, I don't know, that would be actually a good one to look at. Because I've roughly off the top of my head, I think that Pepe's chicken and rice box is about $7.50.
That's what I mean.
Which, when you think about it, it's high, but it's a lot of rice, isn't it? And then...
I had chips as well.
Yeah, you had chips. Well, I forced you to have chips because you're bulking.
I had a Fanta.
Yeah, but again, you made a choice to have the chips and you made a choice to have the Fanta. You could have had it just on its own and you could have got a diet drink. But you didn't.
I was trying to push my body weight up. So
Yeah, you felt inferior to my meal.
I pushed it. I was like, yeah, I've got to eat this.
Yeah, exactly. I watched you slog it out trying to eat
It was
that.
hard. It was hard.
Embarrassing.
That's why I'm leaner. It's luck.
Yeah, it's all luck. But yeah, no, I definitely, if you can go into any restaurant, well, I reckon, and we can put this to the test, I can go into any restaurant and make a meal for under 500, well, under 400 calories.
Well, by not having half of it.
No, but I will make it work. And it's not by not having half of it, it's making choices, having one or the other, this or that, not having all of it.
But this is what I mean. I don't think that's possible.
Why?
Unless you reduce the portion size.
No, but you can.
I think it's going to be very hard.
I don't think it is that hard.
You don't think so?
No. We'll put it to the test.
But let's say if you are vegan, right? You go into McDonald's. Like, what are you?
Yeah, but now
you're
you're changing it now, because that's not calorie specific. You're talking now about a lifestyle choice sort of thing.
But then they don't have the option. This is what I'm saying. That there's not enough
they
option.
do veggie burger.
But the veggie burger is going to be a lot higher calories than 300.
But again, if you wanted to make it work, if you're going to McDonald's, if you're going to a restaurant where you know it's going to be high, you have to make a sacrifice. And that's just it. There's unfortunate, but that's what it is.
But if there wasn't that sacrifice that needed to be made.
But at some point, someone's going to have to take a loss on this. And it's not going to be the business owners.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So the person has to take the loss. And the vegan argument is different, if I'm being
But I
honest
don't
with you.
know necessarily if the business would actually take a loss.
But they'd have to offer more.
Because maybe say, let's say if these people were dieting, they wouldn't have gone to McDonald's in the first place.
Mm.
They may now be like, hey, we can go to McDonald's to eat because they've got low enough calories.
Yeah, but you can still go to McDonald's to eat. But that's awareness about what you're trying to do.
But they probably wouldn't go there because it's like less options, right? And then maybe there's things like, oh, fuck, if I go to McDonald's, all I can get is this pineapple stick. You know what I mean?
This fish fillet,
Yeah.
which is delicious, by the way.
How many calories in fish fillet?
I don't know, 350 maybe.
350. That's what I mean. It's
Yeah,
not
but
even
take the
under
sauce
300.
out. The sauce is going to be at
Who's
least
eating
100.
that with no sauce, bro?
What, you could have it with a little bit of barbecue sauce, be less calories than the tartar sauce, wouldn't it?
But if they changed that menu, if they made a fillet of fish with like
yeah, but you have
low
to.
calorie sauce, no,
But like things like that,
low
where
calorie cheese.
everything that's made in mass, they're not going to change. If you're going to like,
But if they did do that, this is what I'm saying. Like instead of a
I'm
brioche,
sure if you
bun,
asked them, they would do it.
what they mate? Do you have low fat cheese?
Yeah, but the same when you I had a McDonald's breakfast the other day, and you can choose the option to take out the cheese, the egg, and the oil. So I took out the oil, saved myself 70 calories.
But that's what I mean. You have to take it out, but then it doesn't really. It's not the same.
Yeah, but it's always take and give, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just think a menu it overcomplicates it too much. Having separate menus, just
But it could be still in that menu.
look at the menu, make better choices. Simple.
I feel like there should be more options, and if you can help people to make that easier option,
I don't think it's their responsibility. It's not their responsibility to help people.
it definitely isn't their responsibility. But
So why would you want to do
the
it?
government can, but it's not their responsibility to put the calories on the menu.
Yeah, but they've been
Government
told.
just
Yeah, but they've been told they have to.
exactly. So if the government just tell them they have to, then boom, done.
Yeah, but then you get backlash. You'd get. I think that would cause massive backlash.
You think?
Because-
But I think there will be just as many people that wouldn't, because
I don't know.
and it's going to help the government save money because, and then they're going to maybe be able to reduce the tax and shit like that.
I don't think the obesity crisis is down to the restaurants.
But it could help. Like if you're looking at,
I don't think it would.
if you're looking,
I don't think it would because again, if you're going to a particular restaurant, you're going to order what you want.
yeah, there's still going to be people that do that.
Yeah, of course.
But
you could have the
but
the
you could
calories
save
on
a
there.
few people because it's like driving slowly. you could save an extra person. Right?
Yeah, I don't know. I just think people are always going to want what they want, and that's it. And if you want to order something that's lower calorie and stick to your thing, then you will. And if you don't, then you don't.
What would your advice then be for the current scenario? Let's say I am a 45 kilo lady. I need to eat food. What would you recommend that I do when I go to?
It depends what you want to achieve, isn't it?
I want to achieve fat loss.
You want to achieve fat loss
Yeah,
of
I want-
45 kilos.
Yeah. I'm skinny fat.
No, I think with someone like that in that situation, I think that's where being mindful of what you're going to eat throughout the rest of the day is going to be important. So if you go out in the evening,
But even if they were mindful in the rest of the day, is that too? That let's say they have a 350 calorie fish fillet. Let's say we take out shit and
Yeah.
it now becomes a 300 calorie, right?
snack,
Yeah. They're on 1,000 calories.
yeah.
Mate, all they've got 700
Yeah, but how
calories
much?
left in the day.
If you look at, I always think back to some of my friends that are like people I work with as well, or like normal people. These people don't eat.
Yeah.
They don't eat. Like, they don't eat. They won't eat
example.
anything. Yeah, exactly. People like you, they just want. You'll get to like 2:00, and then they'll just have like a sandwich or something. And then they'll go home and have their dinner. They don't eat. So I don't think for a normal person it's actually that hard.
But when they do eat,
Yeah, but then that's why then it balances out. If you look at the balance across the rest of the week, if they go out on Saturday night and have a meal or takeaway or whatever, over the course of the week, they're still in the deficit, which is why they're skinny fat.
I think that people just overeat. Like when they do eat, they just eat like more because they wait until they're starving, and they
No, I
eat
don't
they eat
know.
like 3 meals in like 1 meal,
No, I don't know.
You think so?
No.
and they don't move at all.
Yeah, I think the movement thing and actually doing stuff is more important than...
People tuck away beers, bro.
Yeah, I think that's a different argument though, isn't it?
But that's part of that calorie consumption, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Just because
What's it
you-
like 300, 350 for a pint?
Just because you don't eat doesn't necessarily
I've seen
mean that you
people
don't
knock
drink.
back 10 to 15 of them in one sitting
Big man ting.
whilst eating.
Whilst eating,
Yeah.
oh, there must be.
But I guess you don't really... I don't know. I've not drunk now for 11 years and I never used to drink beer. So I
sober
can't...
free.
Huh?
Sober now. Just
Completely sober, yeah. Changed my life around, trying to become a fitness professional. No, but in all seriousness, I can't remember, like, if drinking, I never drank beer, but when you drink calories, I can only base it on, like, drinking juice and stuff. Obviously, you don't feel full.
You must feel full though after drinking like 7 beers.
Well, you must do because it's so thick and, like, gassy.
it's still calories.
Of course, but I don't
It's
know.
not completely empty.
Okay, but if you drank,
you can definitely take in more, but you would still be full.
if you're currently not drinking a diet beverage at the minute.
I've got the goat. Remember
Do
last
you-
week I had the.
Yeah. Do you feel like you fill up after that at all, or so if you were to
Well,
drink?
I've only drank a little
Yeah, but
bit,
if you were to drink like a pint of juice, which might have like 200, 250 calories in, you're not going to feel full. You wouldn't feel the effects of it.
Nah, probably not.
So I don't know. Like if you're drinking cocktails and stuff, which is basically the same thing,
Yeah.
like 300-400
The thing
calories.
is, you get drunk at the same time.
Yeah, then you just lose all sense of.
No fullness, nothing, right? You
Well, I
just
don't
keep
know.
drinking.
When you go to, I've not been out in so long. When you go to bars and stuff now, are the calories of the drinks on the menu? I imagine they are.
You think? But then people can make their own drinks. So then.
But it's measurements, isn't it? So like,
I suppose,
a 25 milliliter shot is going to contain 40 calories of
Right.
Disaronno or whatever. Then you mix that with the glass, whatever. They would have what it is, isn't it?
Serial drinkers here, they're fucking
Oh,
clear.
I don't know. I don't know the answer.
I think some places do.
They must have to. If you're like a big organisation.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's an interesting one. I think we just need to start. If you really want to make change, you need to make the children at the minute aware about what they're consuming.
That's a long-term thing, though. What
It is
about the
long-term.
people that are now?
Well, they're screwed. We haven't got time for them.
Fuck. You lot are done,
We
bro.
haven't got time for them. Just focus on the next generation. Because, like, obviously, I'm a school teacher, so I will see kids rock up to school 8:15, 8:30 in the morning with eating bags of Doritos, sweets.
That was me, though. as
Yeah,
well.
of course. But when you actually have a conversation with them about, like, why are you actually eating this? They're just like, it's cheap. And it's like, I'm like, that's not breakfast, though. Or like these massive Boost energy bottles, like the big 1 litre one, which is like something stupid.
That's
amount of
mad
sugar
that
and
they
stuff.
can buy that, you know. I suppose that's
They
why
shouldn't.
that's why there's, you get, if they want to buy Monster.
Yeah, they got to be
Yeah,
ID.
I've got ID for it, you know.
Oh, wow.
That is mad.
That's good for you.
Fucking young, isn't I?
Yeah.
Actually, but it's annoying when you actually want it.
When you
Like
haven't got
during
ID.
prep, I wanted because that's when I have caffeine. Right? I had a Monster a day during prep, and couldn't fucking buy it.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I didn't have my ID. They were like, "No, you can't buy it." I got stopped for the what's it called, the de-icer. Went to Aldi, tried to buy de-icer. They said no. I was like,
What the hell? What
I
can you
was
do
like-
with de-icer?
I don't know. It's
Flammable.
It's still alcohol, right, or whatever inside.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm over 30 years old. I've got a wife and kid.
Yeah.
I pay mortgage tax, you know.
Yeah. That's funny.
I was just like, fair enough, but
So, yeah.
still, it is frustrating.
So yeah, I don't know. Or you could have the same argument where it's like you have to be ID'd to order a certain amount of calories
Fucking hell. That's rough.
because you have to be able
I
to.
didn't have my ID. Sorry, mate. You can't.
Yeah, well, if you're under 16, then you can only order 500 calories worth because you don't need it, do you? Did you think about that idea?
How harsh is that?
No, but it's hard to, but I'm just saying, it's true though, isn't it? If you really want it, if you're talking about really affecting change, if you're 16, if you're under 16 or under 21, for example, like whatever it is, if you're under 21,
Archie for president.
do most under 21-year-olds need to go to McDonald's and order 2,000 calories worth of food? I don't know. What do you think?
Age restricted eating.
Yeah.
You know when you go online, you know when you go on porn sites and
Oh,
say,
yeah,
are you
yeah.
over 18?
Yeah.
Are you over, you go to McDonald's ordering, are you over 18?
Yeah, but I'm saying, but if you really wanted to affect change, I think that would be better. Like, because again, you're trying to solve a massive problem, aren't you? I don't know. Let us know.
I think in terms of managing it, definitely the biggest argument for a lot of people is, is it a waste of food, right? Because like, let's say if you order that and you knew, okay, I know that I'm making these right decisions. I can't eat all of this. I want to eat this thing because this is the only thing on the menu that's like that. But I can't eat the whole thing because otherwise I'm going to gain overweight. I think the other side of it is going to be, obviously eating around that. Maybe you don't finish the whole thing. And understand that I think that the waste really isn't that you're wasting food. The waste is in the restaurant for providing too much food for you.
Definitely.
And that's not a you problem, it's a them problem, right?
For sure.
And I think what would be a bigger waste is if you then say, oh, it's a waste of money, so I had to eat all of it, and then you ate all of it, and then you gain fat that you didn't want to gain.
Yeah.
And now you're wasting money for maybe for
Yeah,
coaching.
You'd rather lose real life British pounds than
Yeah,
gain pounds on the scale.
that's it.
I would anyway.
So yeah, I think management of the current situation, unless Archie becomes president, is going to be, you know, deciphering, you know, how much that you can have and eating around the menu yourself, right? So the real question in favour is, should restaurants have meals based on gender or even
Size.
low enough? Yeah, calories.
No.
For people. You don't think so?
No.
Oh, damn. But age restricted eating.
Age-restricted eating, yeah.
Age restricted eating, guys. Archie for president. So I definitely think that they should have at least more options, but I think it's quite a tricky thing, which is probably why it's been
It's
undecided.
difficult to navigate. Either way,
sure.
whatever way you go, is difficult to navigate.
And hence why we are not in charge.
Yeah.
Right. So, but we hope you found this discussion interesting. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to leave a review on iTunes and subscribe. And if you're watching on YouTube, then make sure that you drop a like as well. If you have any future topics that you want us to cover, you can find me at Gym with Him on Instagram, and Archie is at Archie13 with 2 E's. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you all in the next one. Okay, thank you.
I always feel like you're going to say thank you, goodbye.
Okay, thank you.
Look at this, marketing, 20 grams of protein, but actually...
You love that, innit?
I have a grenade a day.
That's mad.
It's actually 232 calories.
How much is the pack? How much does each one work out to?
Like £1.20 or something.
That's decent. I always see it on the Amazon. I'm like, fuck, I need to change something. I'm like, oh shit.
But around that, sometimes I just buy them. But I was getting them on eBay. This guy was definitely stealing them.
Stealing them? What do you mean? Oh,
You
what?
buy like 100, it'll work out £1 a while.
Oh, why didn't you buy it for him then?
Not on there no more. But it used to come in like the proper grenade packaging, like the boxes. Definitely stolen.
Someone's probably ordered it online, right, from Amazon. He's nicked some Amazon packages. I think. Did someone do that to me, right, when I was away? Like at the end of I bought like this air fryer, not air fryer, like a Instapot. Someone
What's
nicked
that?
it. It's like a pot. It's just like a sort of slow cooker kind of thing. Someone nicked it outside my flat, and
Is that when you put the shit in the bag?
yeah, that's when I put the baby did the poos right, and then I put it in the bag, wrapped it up, and left it outside. Hopefully, someone took it. But I think it was over Christmas. They didn't bite on it, unfortunately. Baby's doing solid shits now, though.
Really? Thank God.
Mate, they are bad. You don't realise how important water in the basin is, like in the toilet. Like why it's so important. Because when the water dims out the smell of like shit, mate, when you open it,
I'm
doesn't
not gonna lie to you,
now.
I'm dreading that.
Now the poos don't really smell that much. Like when they're in a nappy, the moment you open it, boy, it's like nuclear, bro.
I'll be sick.
Some of those poos were grim though. Like
I'll struggle.
when you get the formula poo, it's like it smells, man. Like it just smells like the formula. It's grim. That Aptamil shit, bro. It's not.